Okay, welcome back to another update for Comic Collaboration Tool. This is slightly different, live streaming this one, because there's a lot to get in, so I want you to be able to just jump around this video. So a lot has changed since the last update. The first big change was we adjusted the UI. We started using a slightly different framework. At first we were using Material View, but it was just very limited in what it had functionality wise, so I immediately moved everything over to Element UI for View, and it's really nice. So yesterday I finally managed to give a load of friends and colleagues access to my software so that I could get some initial feedback, and I also got my fiance to start doing some tests on just some generic test hubs, and that means that I've now got this live GitHub page, and I want you guys to use this for submitting feature ideas you'd like into the software, and then obviously once you start testing out, leaving bugs. So as you can see on here, we've got 27 issues. Some of these bugs are ready to be retested because they're already fixed and uploaded, and then there's some enhancements that people have asked for. So I'm going to take you quick through where the stage we're at the moment, because I'm really happy with where we are, happy enough to get people to obviously be using it. So if you're interested in having a little look at this, then make sure you jump in, and I'll send you a link. So obviously there's this new welcome page for when you join. Then come to the site straight away. It gives you a bit of information about the beta trial that I'm holding, so again, reach out to me if you want to be involved in that. And then there's this new registration folder, not folder, what am I saying, form, as you can see, and if you've already got an account you should click already have, and you can log in. So I'm now logged in. There's a bug where it's not taking you back to the dashboard, but that's okay. You go to the dashboard, and here we have our project dashboard. Now as you can see, you're going to see a load of random images because this is just a testing environment, but this is the new layout for the dashboard. Again, you can still show and hide archived items, but none of them are archived at the moment. Got this new uploading box, so hello Twitch, and then just a simple description, and then we can pick another one. So let's just grab the second cover of Spark, upload it. It will create the project, and then upload that project file, and then when that's done, it's a little bit slow because we just started up the server, it will automatically go through and show you the page. So as you can see, this is now your dashboard with your different projects or comics, and then you can view that project, take you through to this new dashboard. There's not a lot on it at the moment for a project, but hopefully it will grow based on showing you some summary of I don't know, tickets you've been assigned to, the status of things as a whole, how many copies you've sold, that kind of stuff. We want all of that to live here. There's now a new button. When you log in and you view a project, this third option appears on the menu, which is your current active project. So clicking on that highlighting that will open up this side menu, or if you click this top, it will completely open this menu. And as you can see, that menu name is the project name. The settings page is something that's almost finished. If I click on that, you'll see there's this danger zone on the right, archive and delete. They're the buttons you're used to, and I've highlighted them over here because they do some dangerous actions. For example, now if you are trying to delete your project, you get this new deletion dialog box which asks you to actually enter the name of your project before you can delete it, just as an extra step to make sure you don't accidentally delete a project. In the future, based on your access level for the project, you'll have you will or won't have access to this. That is not implemented yet. I've just started the work on access levels, which you can see here. So the part that I've started building is that the first part is it's about 90% done. You can, when you create a project, you as the owner automatically get added to the team member access list, which you can see here, and the revoke button does nothing yet. And then you have this option here of inviting a new team member. Now this is something I'm still working on currently, but the idea is that you would enter the email address of a team member, define their access level, and send it. It will send them an email, invite email. Let me see if I can find an example that I've done yesterday. 2 seconds. Let's just go into my emails. Let's have a look. It's not working. But essentially you'll just get a basic email that kind of looks like this. It will have an image and you can accept the invite. Accepting the invite will take you to the URL for accepting, and then the idea is once you've sent a request to someone, this list here at the top will update to show status of pending, and then once they've accepted, it will just say accepted, and then you'll know all your team members and stuff like that. This is so that I can start on a couple of things really. It's so that I can start to build up the amount of users that you can have on a project, and also allows me to start defining access rules. So for example, if I have the ability to allow you to read only, that's great, because then you can get someone who can come in who's just looking at the project. They can't actually edit anything, they can't actually mess anything up, so that's really good for like. And then write obviously allows you to write to the database. All the database checks at the moment don't check that you have access to that, but once this is in place they will. And then obviously as an owner you will only be able to go to this settings page if you're an owner. Might be able to see it if you want to remove yourself from that project, but that's another thing for later. There's a new submit feedback button on the left hand side. If you click this, it's going to take you to that page that I mentioned before to submit your issues or your feedback, and I will look at them as soon as they come through and make a comment. And let's go through the functionality of projects. As you can see, there's this little breadcrumb, so if you ever just want to go back to your project, just do that, or back to the dashboard. Because you still had that project selected, it's going to stay there until you select a different project. So let's go through the 4 features we have so far. Feature 1 is tasks. Again, this is that task board you saw in the past. It allows you to add tickets, so ticket 1. This could be like page 1. As you can see, page 1, and then maybe we could do like page 2, and page 3, and then say our script's been done for page 1, it's been sent to the penciler. Okay, page 2 was done ages ago, don't know why we've done it in that order, but it's in the colors, stuff like that. So you can, it's a very good way to just track the pages through your project. The feature that I'm going to start working on probably today is assigning tickets to individuals. So you can actually click on a ticket and then assign it to a user, and then hopefully in the dashboard you'll be able to see all the stuff assigned to yourself. The other option that someone mentioned was having this viewable as a list or a board. So I'm going to be doing that as well in the features. Again, you have board settings so that you can define the columns, the categories or columns as you want to call them. You can delete and add new. It's also been asked to allow them to be draggable. That's what this icon's supposed to indicate here, which will be updated. And then also I'm thinking inline editing for the description name, so that you can just double click in and edit that name. That doesn't exist yet, but hopefully soon. Then there's scripts. Now scripts had a bit of work to it. So you can create a script, test script 1, and then you can view this, and it's just made up of pages. Now this is a very simple editor, so the idea of using it is that you would just click in and you can start typing. If you press enter, you get to a new line, and it has this indicator which is an add button. That will allow you to add certain things, like add a delimiter, I can never say that word, but a horizontal rule. Then you can add a list, so list item 1, list item 2, and then you can do stuff like add another header, so subheader, you know, and you can just go away and type, and then you can add new pages from the top right. It doesn't automatically take to that next page, which is a bug, so I need to do that, but you can view the next page. So this is page 2, go back to page 1, page 2, and if I want to delete page 2, it just deletes it. I'll need to add a description for that, like a pop-up. But the other thing as well is that if you're on the last page and you click delete, I need it to have it, so instead of just deleting, because then you get into this weird script just not usable state, need to have it so it can be updated. Then we have artwork. So in artwork you can see that again no artwork found, so you can upload a new one. So this is hello Twitch again. You can select the artwork you want to upload, so let's go, I know we got the Spark word search for issue 2 come in, so let's upload that. And then depending on the file size, it'll take a while to upload, and then it has to create an artwork record to match it up to your project and add that information to your project, so that takes a little bit of time as well. These are all cloud functions which are cold starting, so if they've not been used for a while, the first interaction with them takes a little bit of time, but then obviously the more people are using the product, the quicker that will be. So as you can see here, we've added this artwork, and if we view that artwork, we get this, you get a bigger view of it. Just noticed this morning that the image zoom is broken, but the idea is that you can hover over it and see it zoomed in, so if you want to really look at the details of it. And again, you can leave comments on that artwork, so hey, this is great, can we change the highlight color on alien to yellow, for example, right? And then I would send that, and again, because of this server, the server functions being cold starting, the first interaction is always quite slow, but hopefully once there's a lot of people using the site, it would just be always running, so a lot quicker. And as you can see, something new that I added was the ability for the project to know its participants' names and IDs, so that you can always see their friendly name, their display name, and that will always get updated depending on the display name that people choose. So that's artwork. One of the features that I want to add next to the artwork page is the ability to add revisions. So at the moment, say you've uploaded this and I make a comment, I think it'd be great if you can upload into this another version of this artwork, and it will just add it in here, and you can go through the revisions and you'll get like a history and stuff like that. I think that'd be really great. And then finally we have team chat. So this is just using the same system that's here. It's exactly the same, it's just a different board. So hello team, what are we doing today? And then you get something like this. And then eventually again the loading is slow, so hopefully that will speed up. But something that I want to do is that I'm very much from a Scrum background, so we do things of daily stand-up, stuff like that, so I want to kind of incorporate that kind of logic into this system. So one of those things is that I'm thinking what would be quite cool is in the project settings is whether you can define if the project does like a daily stand-up notification in the team chat. So maybe at 9 AM every morning it goes morning or stand-up time, and that would just be like a bot and then yeah, I think that'd be quite nice, because then it would just give people nudges, and maybe that can be extended so that you can create your own like nudges into the team chat. The other thing that someone's asked about is the ability to have chat room, like team chat, I guess hashtags or rooms or however you want to call it. I'm thinking about that. That could be quite fun, because again, this is like very simple at the moment. You can't really do any images into this, stuff like that, but hopefully you'll be able to link all of that together. So if you mention a task, it would come up and you can click on it. If you mention a script, etc., things like that. So that's other stuff I want to do, but yeah, I'm really happy with where it's at the moment. This has just been just over 4 weeks of development, and I'm just getting friends and people to use it, so I can start seeing how they interact with it, see if there's any big issues arising from it, stuff like that. But at the moment it seems to be going pretty well, so I'm really excited about that. But right now I think I'm going to stay on for another maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, and I'm going to do a little bit of bug fixing if I can. I'm just going to have a quick look at the stuff that my fiance raised yesterday, or things that we could potentially do. So let's have a think about this. What we got? Do we want to do an enhancement or a bug? Is there anyone in chat? Just gonna say, like, what do you guys think we should do? Let me have a think for 2 seconds. Give me a second. Let's just put a thing out on Twitter quickly and see if there's anyone that wants to define to work. Help decide what feature I'll work on next. Okay, so that's tweeted out. Let's see if anyone turns up. Might not, but face. Let's just retweet it on the first marks as well. Cool. Okay, so let's have a look what we've got on the list. So add descriptions to tasks. Yeah, that's not too hard to do. We could do that pretty easily. So that's one option, and assign tasks to a team member is a second option. Let's add a description to tasks. So let's have a look at our task page board. So at the moment a task is pretty simple. They are very simple. They're just literally you just have tickets and ticket.name, etc. So all we'd need to do is add ticket.description, and to be backwards compatible, which it wouldn't matter because we're in, let's just do ticket.description, and then all we need to do is in the new ticket dialog, we just need to do new title description, and then handle new ticket modal. So as you can see here, ticket description, we do null, and then So what's going on here? Why does this all look weird? So ticket index equals that. Okay, ticket ID equals this, payload equals add new ticket to column. Okay, cool. So I need to add some more information to this. Description equals description, and I should probably put that here. String description, and then that is that. Cool. That's cool. So that will add that, and then this dot new ticket details to description. Brilliant. Let's just check. So you add a new ticket to the board. Okay, fine. So let's do boards.module, add new ticket to board, or add a new ticket to the current board, which will take the category push. Yep. ID name. Description. Payload dot description. And I think that's all I need to do. So let's test that. So let's go to tasks, create new task, title. This is a description test. Confirm that. Okay, so it does show, but it's hidden, and that's because in here our description name that shouldn't hide, which is annoying. Why is that hiding? Let's just move it out of there for a minute until I can bother to figure it out, but I just want to get this working, and then BR that. Let's test that again. Found that. Yeah, okay, cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's not bad. So it adds a description. Cool. Need to get this delete button going over here somewhere. At some point, let's just move this. Where's that going? That goes there. It's always there. That don't make sense. Let's just get rid of that delete button for a minute until I can bother to work that out. Okay, so page 1, title, page 1 description. Let's confirm that. So that adds a description in. Great. What I actually want to do is, do I need to show that you can drag them? Probably not. Let's just remove that. Page 1 description. Then okay, so that's fine. Then yeah, okay, so fine. Then let's just make that bold. So let's just strong that out so that it can, for now, yeah, that's fine. Cool. Gives a bit of dynamic. So now you can add descriptions to a thing, but the form itself doesn't look great. So let's update the board. Now I'm using element.lme.io for my framework, and the inputs are really cool. But you know, it's always nice to have these be a text area. So let's just make sure that this becomes a let's give it 4 rows. Did that updated to 4, didn't it? Cool. And then the other thing we need to give them is a label. So let's, where are the labels on this? I always forget. I think you just wrap it, don't you? No, that's not right. Doesn't matter, I'll just do some text. Let's span this. Ticket title. And then here we can do ticket description. Script. What else if I could spell? Then that's it. So now you have a ticket that can have descriptions. That was very easy. You could do something about who created it. Yeah, that's a good idea. So let's make these divs actually so we get good spacing. And then add new task. What I want to do for this one is just do a simple style margin top, 8 pixels. That's fine. Let's do a margin bottom as well, just so I can see what it looks like. Yeah, okay, I quite like that. So let's add a margin bottom to this one as well. These are things that I will obviously make into styles at some point, but when you're prototyping you don't want to get bogged down in that too much. Now let's add the ability to add the creator at the end. So let's do this dot. Do I have the user on here? No, I don't. Map getters user. I think it's current user. I believe it's current user. Let's just see what comes up. If I just do, the easiest way to test this, right, is just to throw it into your box. So let's just do that. So what have I done here? What line was that? 96. What have I done? Oh right, got you, because I'd started to update it when I didn't need to. Alright, and then yeah, cool. So let's see what comes up here as you add a new current user. More tools, developer tools, view. Where's my view gone? Oh, there it is. App. That's container. So it's user. Oh, it's just user, is it? Fair enough. I think there's a current user ID though. User module. User ID. There we go. That's what I want. So let's do user ID. And then what I can do is in here, just check that's working. Let's add a new user ID. Brilliant. Okay, cool. So what would be great then is when you're creating a ticket, let's add a new, let's say new, this dot created information, created by. And then what we can do is this can be created by. Just need user ID. This just be user ID, and then date just can be date.now, and then that will give us the date, and then we'll put user here. Param. It's going to be a string user ID, and then in the board.module this needs to be created by. This needs to be payload.created by. That's fine. And then in here, when you're submitting it, I just need you to put this .user ID, and hopefully, if I now put, what would be nice is on here now, if I do br ticket dot created by dot user ID, should be blank for most things because they don't exist on the old tickets. Yeah, and it's going to moan about that, isn't it? So let's just do a let's just put an if for now until I can pull this out nicely, because I'll need to do a cleaner function. Actually, let's do get user friendly name, and then ticket dot created by. Then get user friendly name. We do this somewhere else. Where do we do this? Chat view friendly name. So we have this get user friendly name. Now there's something I've wanted to try for a while that I haven't actually done once in Vue yet, which is Vue.js methods, shared methods, I think it is. Shared methods. So I think there is a, what is it called? I can't remember. You make a, yeah, okay, so you can do, we're using logic and Vue by making a default thing, then component inheritance. Okay, so this would be like the methods in its own state. Expects a handle stroke to exist. Don't want to do that though, that's fine. But how do you use it? So you take scroll from scroll and extend scroll. Ah, okay. Well, let's do that. Let's do. So we need to. We've got a global folder anyway. So let's do a new mixin. Let's just do user friendly name.view. Cool. And then, so this is now going to be export default. It's not going to have a template at the moment. I don't have a style at the moment. But what we do need is methods. And let's just, what would be good is if we grab the chat view here. How is this working? Because I want to pull this out. So let's just grab this, pull this in here. So you need to pass an ID, and it needs to do found name dot friendly this dot team data. So where's it getting team data from? that's been passed in at the moment. Okay, fine. Let's make that, so if I go to team chat, let's make it get the current team chat from itself. So let's do this. So computed team chat. No, it's not current team chat, is it? It's current team data. So the current team data is just like all of the user IDs for the users in the project, as well as the friendly names for those people. So this would then become this.current project team data.find user, where user ID equals the user ID you're passing in, and then return those. Okay, cool. So now if that is a thing, let's try that out in here first and see if chat still works. So if I do extends, and let's just make sure I'm doing this right. So we just do user friendly name, and then I can do import user friendly name from it's global components user friendly name. Now let's see if that works, because that should exist now. Let's just go back. I don't want to look at tasks because that page is broken. Why do this? Map getters is not defined. Ah, yes, it's not, is it? So I need to do that. I always forget to do that. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at team chat. Aaron is still working. Great. Let's have a look at artwork. Let's just test something, send it. Yep, still says Aaron. Great. So that's that logic extended. And that's the first time I've used that, so that's really fucking cool. See, that is actually really cool. I'd be using that a lot more. Okay, so now that means that for prop wise on the chat view, we don't actually need team data anymore. So, oh no, wait, I've done it on the wrong bit. No wonder it's still working. Right, I don't want to do it on here. Right, don't want to do it on here. And on here, I don't want to pass in team data. I don't want to grab team data in here. But instead, in here, what I want to do is I want to do extend import user friendly name from global components user friendly name, and then I want to do extends user friendly name. That's fine. Don't want that anymore, and that method doesn't exist anymore. So let's reference map getters is not defined. Where is it not defined? Do I need it in here because it's extending it? That don't make sense. Oh, I got rid of map getters in here, which I shouldn't have done. Okay, cool. So if you comment, that still works. Let's add a new one. Brilliant, that still works. Nice. That's cool. It's really easy to actually do some tests on, so we'll do that later as well. Cool, so now that works. So team chat's updated. Let's just update the artwork as well. Artwork browser. In this comments bit, get rid of team data from here. Get rid of team data. Brilliant. Okay, smaller bits of logic. Love it. Okay. Diddle-diddle-diddle. Come on, send your message. Brilliant. That worked. Now let's go back to project dashboard. Let's go to get user friendly name. So what I want actually now is I want to do project setting. I need to go to my project board again where we was before, and then we need to add it in here. So let's do import user friendly name from global components user friendly name, and then extends user friendly name. That's fine. And then up here when you're doing the display, I want to do what is the function called again? Oh wait, already forgot guys. Let's get rid of that. User friendly name, so it's just get user friendly name. Cool. And it needs a user ID, so this has to be dot user ID. And then if I go to this project, this dashboard, add a new ticket, confirm that. Yes, created by Aaron. Right, so let's do created by, and then this can be strong. Cool. This can be strong, and then that should look like that. Created by Aaron. Yeah. Don't like this hover thing. What's going on here? Must be some hover logic going on here. Oh, it's doing it based on that. Ugh. Okay. Let's just get rid of this. I wonder why I was doing it on nth child. Idiot. Let's get rid of that. So now you can see it's created by. Let's also show the friendly time. Now, how do I do that again? This again is in the chat view. I use a plugin for this, I'm sure I do. I'm using Moment, that's the one. So let's go to page board, add Moment in. And then on my message it should be, and then that's used as a filter. Do I have to define it as a filter? I do. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's just add it as a filter. Cool. And then that's fine. And then yeah, what I need to do is in here again, just do created by BR, and then I might just do right-click, and then let's just do ticket dot created by dot date, and then do, is it one moment? Let's just add a ticket, save. Cool. So now we have some new functionality added. So ticket, title, description, created by blah blah blah. So what I think would be good is if that appeared when you hover over, so then you don't have to see all of it. So let's do something. Let's do this so that let's do get rid of that. I don't know why that just happened. Got to learn what that shortcut key is, so I stopped doing it. So let's make this a div, and then what we can do is move this stuff out. We'll call this div. Call this div. Let's give this an ID, a class of ticket ticket info, and then what we can do is, do you know what, on click let's do it so when you hover over a ticket.info it becomes visible. So let's do so hoverable dot, I want to do dot that, and then dot that. Let's just see what that does. So it does make it a bit more cool. So what also would be good is if in that section I do let's just put a little HR in for a second, just so we can see. Does that not do anything? Oh, wrong place. Let's put it in here. Cool. So yeah, so that extends it a little bit. And then what I think would be good is if, let's just say ticket info, dot ticket info, font size 10 pixels. Let's just see what that does. Is it already 10? Fair enough. 9. Oh, for God's sake, Aaron. Learn to spell. Cool. Let's go for 12. Just adds a little bit more. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. And then maybe we can add the delete button back in because we're nice. Dot hoverable. And then also we want dot delete icon, dot delete icon. I shouldn't break that, but if we now do if we do span class delete icon, and then do bin, just see if that works. Okay, that's working, good. But it's not getting rid of it. Did I not do it twice? Delete icon, delete icon. Oh, it's not a div, is it? So it's not going to. Right, okay, cool. So it needs to become a div. Cool. That's not hiding now. Why is that not hiding? Should be invisible from the start. let's just do this and do dot hoverable dot delete icon, get rid of this. Then okay, we just do it like that. Fuck it. Okay, and then what I will do is float, right? I want to do position relative top width 20 pixels. Let's not get rid of it for a sec while we display it. I just want to be able to test that. Cool, and then right, why is that not? Let's make this class ticket title. Let's do div here. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. Okay, and then let's make ticket title display flex. Cool, and then dot delete icon align self flex end, and then so I want this width to be 10 pixels, 20 pixels. Let's just give it a border of give it a border of 1 pixel solid red for now, just so you can see it. Brilliant. Let's get rid of this stuff so it's not messed up. Okay, and what is it? It's flex grow, isn't it? Flex. Got to learn flex a lot of it. I haven't used flex for a long time, so I want the grow. Flex grow. This defines ability for an item to grow if necessary. Okay, so flex grow 1 will do the remainder. Nice. Okay, so let's go up here. And what have we called the title bit? So we haven't. So what we should probably do is do div style, do flex grow 1, make this a div. So with that, then yes, perfect. Okay, cool. So now let's just get the icon for delete. Let's get rid of this. Let's get this one. That one there. And then put that in here. Nice. Get rid of this. Now get rid of this red. Did it disappear? Didn't. Why did that not disappear? I know why. It's because this is no longer hover.delete icon. It's hover.ticket title dot delete icon. No. Oh right, I haven't got my display none thing set, have I? That's fine. So delete icon, display none. Cool. Nice. Get rid of the red box. So you can drag it. Do you know what? That's fine, but I think, yeah, that's fine. Let's see what it looks like with a stupidly long tile. Okay, so it almost works. Yeah, I'm fine with that for now. But what I'd like to do is add some more padding around this created by part. Well, let's get rid of the user ID from there. Let's add a. Let's just do spam. Let's just add another HR in for now. Okay, fine. Actually, that looks awful. So let's just wrap that in a div. Then let's style that, give it a margin top of 8. And now you've got really cool looking tickets which have some description on them. I won't add bitch images for a minute, that's another thing, but it drags, so that's good. Because the thing is, like, if you want to, I don't know how complex to get on this system, or whether to keep the ticket system simple or not. Definitely worth trying to figure out at some point. But I like that. That works. So let's mark this as a story done, I guess. Let's commit it first. Oh, wrong one. My Kraken. So let's just commit this. Stable changes, and this is GitHub ticket 2 3. Add descriptions to tasks, and then I'm going to say we added descriptions and created by information. Do you know what we didn't hook back up was the delete button, so let's just quickly do that. So what was the delete category handle deletion of ticket? So ticket needs to be yeah, so on click, it's click equals handle deletion of ticket. We should probably have a quick look at what deletion ticket, and it, if I remember, it is the index and the ticket.id. Cool. And then let's just check that works actually. Boom, nice. I deleted the ticket. So let's just pretend I've got something. Add descriptions to tasks. We need to add the ability to add descriptions 2 tasks so people have a better understanding of what is involved in that task. Confirm that. Yeah, see, how good does that look, guys? I love that. I think it actually looks really good. Nice. That's really cool. And then you just drag it across into the next section, but make sure you save. Nice, I love it. Okay, so let's just commit that so that we know it's done. Cool. And then what I shall quickly do is do a little quick build so that can be tested. I'll do a build, and what I do in the meantime is I will mark this as ready for testing. This has been added, but we have also, let's just write what this is for testing. For testing, we have added new functionality as below. You can now add descriptions which can be seen when hovering over the ticket on the board. When hovering over the board, it will also show the user name and date the ticket was created. Great, awesome. So that's ready for retesting once I do deploy. And that deploys it to my testing environment for my fiance to go through and test again. So she's got some tests coming up. So send her a quick link to say like these things have been ready for testing whenever she's ready to do that. Let's just send a message. This is the link for all items need testing on your board. So I sent her that link. Cool. So that's another feature done. Added to the board. So I'm really happy with that feature. Actually, that's a really nice, simple feature. Just kind of cleans them up a little bit, which is cool. So that marks them as done and over there. Do we want columns to have a colour? Do we think columns should have a colour? Oh, do you know, I'm going to add that to my list of things and see if people would like that. Board columns should have colours. Cool column colour feature. Let's mark this as an improvement, enhancement, sorry. So we should allow the colorization of columns on the board, on the ticket board. This will enable us to show at a glance in the ticket list view what status they are in, because then that means they can have like a color background as well. I'm going to do that, and then I'm also going to add a new feature which is view board tickets in a list view like a backlog. list view. Allow tickets to be viewed. Actually, I know exactly what I'm going to do. This is going to be like a backlog. So allow tickets to be viewed on a list, on a backlog. So you allow tickets to be viewed on a backlog, e.g. ticket name, description, status. The backlog can be split into two halves. One, the backlog. Two, the current active board. Stuff on the backlog won't appear in the current active board. If a ticket is moved to the active board, it will always go into the first column by default. Any tickets in the final column will be classed as done, so won't be visible at all in either view, in list view. So I think that's going to be a cool little feature to do. So let's just submit that. That's another idea for us to potentially mess around with at some point. Yeah. So let's have a look at the other issues. Is there anything else we could potentially do for another little bit of time? Allowed to define character names in the script. Yeah, so that's part of a bigger problem. I should probably describe this a little bit. Scripts need a list of parameters that can be defined. You can then use these within your script by wrapping them in quote name. Maybe look at this being a drop down in the editor instead to make it easy. So that's something we need to do for that. What else have we got? We do need to finish the invite new team member, but I'll do that off screen because that involves a lot of stuff I don't want people to see on stream. So with Firebase cloud functions, cold loading, right? Cold start. I want to know a bit more around this. Like, is there a way to not have it? Different instance. It means call site for users and transactions is independent. However, the pros is you can deploy each function separately, so the functions that could boot will not be affected. Research a lot found these. Unfortunately, nothing helped. At first, I said about no choice, so I gave it a try. Because the concept was super easy to implement, bundle all domains to one instance, which is API. Right, okay. I'd simply get HTTP. No. or whatever, schedule cron for this to API every 7 AM to 12 PM. That seems really cost effective, like really costly. That's 1020 requests. Unfortunately, we have already easy cron with plus plan because we need to configure header methods for our features because still in a package. Therefore, Firebase we use Blaze plan, which from price away from. Okay, this is good. Bit of information to add for our speed stuff. So we've got that. Consider looking into this. Will have a cost associated with doing it, so need to be careful. Okay, that's fine. So look, new options when adding new script page. Oh right, okay, so this is interesting. So this is allow users to add before, after conf page, or at the end of the page script. Okay, let's just think about this for a minute. Let's go to the script editor and have a look. So at the moment we have like this button. Now, just because we're using this, do they have a drop down button? Don't know if they have a drop down button. They must have a drop down. There you go, drop down. Okay, so you can do it as a button. So let's hypothetically just say you had this, right? So let's just go into here and just throw this at the end, just so I can see what it looked like. Edit. So again, you get this. Okay, cool. So hypothetically then, guys, let's do this, right? We're going to grab this drop down here. We're going to go up to add a new page, which is this part here. Let's just make this bigger so we can see what's going on. And then we should change it so that this becomes L drop down. Then that becomes that. Now does that still look correct? Yeah, good. Now if I, what was it? It was L drop down menu slot. So if we do this, and then I need to include primary L drop down and drop down slot drop down. That's fine. Handle click drop down. What is that doing? Right, okay, so that's handling. Gotcha. Okay, so what we need to then do is not do that. So we need to do this, but we need to do at start, theoretically, yeah guys, at end, before, after. Okay, so the way I'm thinking of doing this is probably very simple. Let's move that one to the end. Let's see what that looks like. Cool, nice, love it. Okay, already looks good, like bam. So what I think I'll do is I'll just do start, before, after, end. Yeah, and then what we'll do is we'll go to add new page, and then I think add new page to script. So we need to obviously edit the script database stuff, because this takes add new script, add what is it, add page to script. Where is that? Where's my, that's right there. Let's drag this across, add script to page. Okay, so what we need to do here is we need to provide the command, I'm going to call it, and then we need to provide command here, and then on here we probably need a switch. Yeah, we do. Cool. So let's just say this comes with a command. Let's also say that this comes with a command. Command. Okay, cool. And then we need a switch for this. So see if my, so we need a command and obviously start. I'm gonna go, oh fuck, so let's just make sure I write exactly the same as what I did here. So start before after, oh, for God's sake, after end. Don't want no default. End. So do I still have like the current script? Can't remember how I'm doing the page stuff. Current page selected. Oh right, okay, so down here what we need to do is when we're adding the new page we need to also provide, let's make this a object var payload equals command and then current page selected, was it? Current page selected, yeah, cool. And then this now becomes payload, this now becomes payload. So this is going to be the location, so I'm just going to call this loc, so it's a bit more friendly to use. So this add page to script now becomes payload, and then do that, yeah, add command. So this is now payload, so payload dot command, and then what I need to do is, so the end one's easy enough, it's just this command, right? Don't need to know about anything else, it's just add it to the end, right? Yeah, how do I want to do this? So I think you can use like unshift, right, for the start. Make sure you always have your brakes in. So I think we can do unshift here, because that would be and I think you just do, God, it's been so long since I've had to do array manipulations. I think we can just do splice, right? Is splice the one that you do? What is splice again? Start number, delete count. So splice. Okay, so let's just say this is payload dot. So this is before. So this is payload dot locale -1, delete 0, and then new page const, I think it is. And then this would just be location. Yeah, okay. What's the front door? I just got to grab that. Whoop whoop. New laptop. What was I doing? Oh right, yeah. So I guess let's just give that a try and see what happens. So if we go to the scripts now, edit a script. So this is, we need to be clear. So this is page 1, right? So let's save that. Then if we add a new page at the start, that's going to complain. What's it? Did that do anything? Okay, so that's not actually firing. So let's have a look at why that's not doing anything. Add new page. I'm sure that's been hit, right? Should we just see? And then so let's add, let's start. Yeah, that's not working. So that must mean that this needs a certain thing for. I don't want to handle click on the whole thing, I just want it here, right? How to trigger, that's what I want. Give me a trigger. Drop down. But that don't make sense. Command event. down slots, drop down events. Yeah, it should be click, right? Does it want it like that? I'm not sure if it wants it like that or that. Let's have a look. Current page selected is not defined. What do you mean not defined? That click is not working, which is really annoying. Cool. But anyway, wow, is that time? Okay, so I guess I should end the stream for now, but we've been going for an hour and a half. But thank you for joining and taking the time to have a look at the project. Really hope you are excited about this and it getting into the world so you can use it. Please let me know if there's anything you would like to add to this. Obviously, just go to github.com/agedizzy/comic collab and you'll be able to add your own issues, which you can see on the screen now. So make sure you have a go at that. And again, thank you for joining, and make sure you follow us on YouTube, Fair Spark Books on YouTube for all the devlogs, and I'll catch you all soon. Thank you. Bye.